Always good. Always good to have our next guest on. He's the CEO and editor-in-chief of Just the News, No Noise. Let's welcome back John Solomon. John, let's start right now with disgraced James Comey. As the news just pointed out, Comey was playing the victim card until new evidence was released by the FBI detailing how he wanted to please one, Hillary Rodham Clinton. What do you know?
Well, listen, if you're going to play the victim card, make sure your own emails and text messages don't incriminate you. That's probably a good defense lawyer strategy. So he wanted to pretend he was a victim of malicious political prosecution. Ironic for a guy who opened up a fake case on Donald Trump. But what the case centers on is, did he, as he denied to Congress, authorize anybody to leak to the news media about Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton's big cases back in the 2016 election? He said he did not. He said it in 2017 and reaffirmed that in 2020. Well, his own emails show he was talking to Dan Richman, the man who was leaking to and working with the New York Times and providing them information. And Richman's telling him what he's done. And in his own emails, James Comey saying, good job. Oh, by the way, make that guy smarter. In other words, share more information with him on background. His emails directly show that he was authorizing, approving, sanctioning, cheering on the anonymous work that was going on between his top lieutenant at the FBI and the New York Times. It proves the government's case. But here's an even more audacious part of it. These conversations, which were about an investigation into Hillary Clinton for wrongly using private email to conduct government business, were conducted on, you got it, James Comey's private email, even though they were FBI business. So he's using the very email system he was telling Hillary Clinton, you're a bad girl, you shouldn't do that. You can't make this stuff up.
Can I just jump in? Is that why? I remember this. I remember it was tight. It was a tight race, and Hillary was honestly leading into the election. She was leading Trump in 2016, and then this came out that she was using a private server, probably illegally, classified documents. And Comey came to the podium or the microphone, and all of a sudden, it shifted to Trump, right? And then everyone's like, wow, Comey was being fair. And then he switched back as well. It's not as bad as we thought it was, so we're going to not prosecute Hillary Clinton. And it started to move back in her direction. Is this because he realized that he was on the hook for doing exactly what he was outing her for doing?
Yeah, and let's remember one other part. He then drops news that he's reopened Hillary Clinton's investigation a week or 10 days before the campaign. So he kept swinging back and forth. But in these private emails, I don't know what his motive was and why he did the things he did. He's a complicated guy to figure out. And sometimes what he says doesn't seem like to match the facts. But let's tell you what his own emails said about his frame of mind when he was in this period, exonerating Hillary Clinton and opening up what turned out to be a fake investigation on Donald Trump on Russia collusion. His own emails with Dan Richman say he fully expected that he was going to be working soon for President-elect Hillary Clinton. In other words, he was betting that Hillary Clinton was going to win the election. That's his own words, not mine. And then he said, she will be grateful for the way I handled her case. So he was hoping that Hillary Clinton would be pleased with him because she was about to be the president and, I might be working for her soon. Maybe I could keep my job in the Clinton administration. That stuff we didn't know. That is big stuff. It starts to lay potential motive or mindset for the falsehoods that he's accused of giving, for the way he handled Trump and Clinton very differently, why he continued to pursue Trump after the election when his own people were telling him, no case here, the Steele dossier is bogus. Remember, James Comey signs the FISA warrants allowing the spying to go on based on a false Steele dossier. So we have some mindset now. We have some proof why the government and a grand jury believe he gave false information and obstructed Congress in his testimony. Let me give you one last place of where this may go. In the documents, you also see another potential conflict with James Comey's testimony. He said, I didn't know anything about Hillary Clinton intelligence being intercepted, that she had approved a plan to hang a fake Russian shingle on Donald Trump's campaign house. I think I would have remembered that. I don't remember that. I don't think that happened. His own notes show he was briefed on it. He wrote it down. Hillary trying to do something to Donald Trump. So that is in question. Does a superseding indictment come from that? I don't know. The first time they presented this to the grand jury before the first indictment, the grand jury waived on it. But now we're starting to learn more. The second part that you learned in the documents that we wrote about this week is that these documents were sitting in burn bags and in a locker room away from Congress.
Please expand on this. And I only have about a minute or so. Please,
this is a big
burn
deal.
bags in secret storage rooms at the FBI headquarters, please. It's wild.
And most importantly, these documents were clearly responsive to prior subpoenas. According to the government, they were not produced to prior investigations. In other words, there was a cover-up. And if they were in a burn bag, that meant they were destined to be burned. And this cover-up, according to the government, occurs in the 4 or 5 days before Donald Trump resumes in office in January of this year. There is an ongoing criminal investigation into whether there was a cover-up to hide this evidence. If that cover-up leads to people who were in contact with either Chris Wray, the current FBI director at the time, or the former director, James Comey, we're starting to look at something a lot more serious. Now, those dots aren't connected, but there are hints of it in these documents.
Man, I hope so, John. And we do this all the time. We talk about all these things that we uncover, and you know, all these conspiracy theories that are turning out to be neither conspiracy nor theory, in effect happening.
Right.
Burn bags in the FBI secret storage rooms for documents that they were subpoenaed to turn over, but somehow couldn't or didn't, and they've been hidden. It sounds like me, obstruction of justice, slam dunk case, get someone's name on it, and let's put someone behind bars, for God's sake. Perp walk them, please.
That's what the American people are demanding.
Right.
That's what they're demanding.
Right,
no
right,
doubt.
right. Solomon, always great reporting. Really good having you on, my
Good
friend.
to be with you, buddy.
All right.
Thanks. Love your show.
We'll be back 2.5 minutes.